Hello everyone, it's your brother Yahya Bakhit on my channel. Today I'll be reacting to this video that is kind of popular on YouTube. I've seen so many reaction channels having the same title, How Malaysia Did the Impossible. This video just dropped. From this video I think we're able to learn more about what Malaysia did to deal with this current COVID-19 pandemic. So without wasting so much time, not talking too much, let's get into this video and understand the content.
Imagine your country is going through a huge political crisis. You have a new leader and several states have new governments. To add to this, not only is your country facing political crisis, but also economical, health, and defense. And then, the worst thing that could ever happen happens. The coronavirus hits Malaysia. Malaysia was in some serious trouble. But don't you ever
I mean, that is really such a bad timing. Imagine a country which is still going through a political change of regime, or even trying to get in a new leader in place by people voting. Politics is going on, and then there is also economic crisis, and then there is COVID-19. Just imagine that situation. It is actually good for countries where they have their leaders in place and they are not disturbed by politics. I think also one other country here, I think Burundi went through election during this COVID-19. So Malaysia is not the only country that has gone through election during this COVID-19. I think also Guyana is also going through the same thing. But all these countries are going through election and change of leaders as COVID-19 comes around. I think they're having it really difficult.
underestimate the power of Malaysians? Here are 15 ways that Malaysia did the impossible. Number 15, donations and volunteer organizations. So many people volunteered and so many organizations helped out. For example, Amaret provided healthcare workers with food, AC units, and raised over 3 million ringgit for medical supplies. Number 14. Top doctor. Dr. Noor Hassam Abdullah has been ranked one of the top doctors in the entire world at fighting the coronavirus. And not only does he present accurate facts, he's able to do it in a way that gathers support and also keeps people calm as he does it. Number 13, the Movement Control Order and the Enhanced Movement Control Order. These things are not easy to
Technical problem. I think the quality is a little high. Let me try to reduce it and see whether we can get it moving faster. Internet problems. But to say a few things, in Malaysia generally, I went through. For those of you who don't know, I've studied my bachelor's in Malaysia. I've been there from 2012 to 2016. As I was pursuing my bachelor's, I did foundation studies for 1 year, and then also my bachelor's for 3 years. So for 4 years I was in Malaysia. I'll be also speaking from my own experience as I react to this video. In Malaysia, normally the issue of volunteering and donating, the first point you mentioned, that is one of the commonest thing in Malaysia. The Malaysian people, I'll give it to them, they are generous. Malaysian people are generous people. As you can see from this video, they are able to donate and help each other in times of crisis, which is so important, especially when dealing with issues like coronavirus as a pandemic. People have to donate. Not only in Malaysia, also I've seen so many other countries where people also donate, but this is the focal point where people are able to give from the little they have generously to try to help the situation. And also the issue of the top doctor. I think Malaysia has one of the best doctors in dealing with COVID-19, as it has been proven. From this video, you can also see that the doctors have been working hard to make sure at least the situation is put under control.
Pull off, and it took so many people in different organizations to work together to have them work. Number 12, indirect volunteers. There are so many people that helped out and volunteered and did so many different things like food delivery. Number 11, building temporary hospitals. Malaysia was able to build temporary hospitals very efficiently and quickly. For example, the largest agro park in Asia was able to be built into a hospital in 3 days.
Three days. That's what efficiency is all about. When you're able to respond quickly as possible. I think we have to give kudos to Malaysian government for doing that. It is how fast you respond that's going to determine how you are able to deal with this kind of situations, especially.
Number 10, the Tubelay cluster. The Tubelay cluster complied with any order from MOH, and they never complained even though they had to wait long hours in the heat. Number 9, banks. Banks lent to the borrowers for 6 months. Number 8, universities. Universities allowed students to stay for free and provided them food as well. Number 7, stipends. Nearly 4 million homes received up to...
Wait. Universities are able to keep their students and provide them food. We can compare, in my country, for example, students are in dire situation as they are locked in their hostels. So it is actually important that universities also help. Like what we are learning from this video, a university can come in and identify the students who are in their hostels and is able to help them. If we can do that in so many other countries around the world, I think we'll be in a much better situation.
1,600 ringgit. Number 6, ignoring politics. Opposition leaders came together and forgot about politics for the good of Malaysia. Now that is really cool. Number 5, protecting the most vulnerable. Malaysia did a great job in protecting those that were most vulnerable, homeless and foreign workers. They were put in public halls and provided a tent. Number 4, Malaysians returning home. Malaysians returning home from overseas were provided a free hotel, free food, and COVID-19 testing during their 2-week quarantine.
Wait. We seriously know that in other countries, if you come from a foreign country back into your country, you are going to have to pay for your own expenses, the hotel expenses, taking care of your food while you're in quarantine. It is not the same in other countries whereby the government is able to provide free accommodation and meals and all that during quarantine, especially for those returning. And this issue of helping the homeless, especially during this COVID-19, that people are exposed to a lot of risk. Kudos to Malaysia for having given a helping hand to those who don't have shelter, by providing them shelter in tents and public transport, like the buses that they have. If that's all how other countries also think in trying to help people who are in dire need, I think this COVID-19 would have been taken care of or contained in a much proper way, because the spread is normally harsh in such vulnerable communities where people are not having the best living conditions.
Number 3, respect for frontline workers. I've never seen so much respect and love for frontline workers. It was so beautiful to see all the support Malaysians gave to the frontline workers. Number 2, fixing the PPE shortage for frontline workers. At the beginning of the crisis, there wasn't enough PPE for all the frontline workers, and so Malaysians took it onto themselves. For example, a fashion designer realized she had a skill set that could be very valuable, and so she took the initiative to organize an entire team to make PPE. Prisoners made PPE, college students made PPE, even a Malaysian born with no arms didn't let that stop her from making PPE. And
that is awesome. Hey, I gotta go back to Malaysia, man. This is how people should work together, especially in time of need like this. People should work together and make sure they help each other. You know, imagine how people are able to shift their attention to the need currently. I also give kudos to other government for shifting their attention to this. In the beginning, the issue of PPE was a problem, and I think most countries also, including my country, also try to make sure that the local industries are involved. Now imagine the issue of prisoners being able to prisoners being engaged in such a honorable work. Kudos to Malaysia, man.
And number one, most important, is teamwork. It didn't matter if you're a celebrity or an average person. It didn't matter your social status. It didn't matter your gender, your religion, your ethnicity. All Malaysians came together for the better of Malaysia. And that's how Malaysia was able to do the impossible, to go from a country that had 3 times more cases than any other country in Southeast Asia to now being one of the safest countries in the entire world. I'd like to thank all the Malaysians that helped make this video possible. So many of you wrote to me, sent me videos and pictures, and specifically Pacific Baku, who's a motorcycle rider, let me take lots of his footage, along with Q Productions, who took beautiful drone shots. And you can find links to their channels in the description. So thank you to all of you who helped make this video possible.
Man, kudos to those who made the production of this video possible. We thank you for your work. I would like to just conclude my video by saying the last point. Talking about the last point, teamwork. Teamwork is so important, especially when things come to the state of emergency and the pandemic, where we have to deal with the big issue of magnitude of COVID-19. People should be able to come together and work as a team with one goal, to make sure we keep everyone safe and healthy as we go through this trying time. By following the guidelines given to you, that is part of the teamwork. Trying not to spread it more to others, trying not to be in the link, or to link that the spread of that disease from one person to another. All these things are so important, and from this video, man, I think I miss Malaysia, man. Last I was in Malaysia was in 2017, and I think that is the essence of a country where people care for one another. If all countries are like this, I think this COVID-19 pandemic would have been taken care of in a more organized and a more effective way. We've seen countries, for example, the USA, where the death toll is really, really high, above 100,000, simply because of not following or teamwork. People don't have the same. People are thinking of conspiracy and a lot of issues, while deviating from the main focus, where we have to go through this pandemic. Wherever it came from, whatever happened has already happened. So it's important that we deal with this situation as it comes, without having that divided opinion, divided system of thinking, or way of thinking. Where one person is doing the other thing and another one is doing the other thing. It is important. That's why I think Malaysia was able to contain the spread of this disease. I'm just praying, man. I'm just praying for all the world, the entire world. People should really focus on the issue at hand and try to come out of this in the best way possible, without having so much effect or impact on our communities, man. That's all I wish. as we go through this pandemic. Man, I miss Malaysia. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel, as I'll be dropping some more videos on this channel, and you know, spread the good word, man. Spread peace. Make sure you stay safe. I'm out.